Greetings everyone and welcome to another episode of EAA. Today I'm in front of KITT because I want to talk a little bit more about KITT. Now if anyone hasn't actually seen the video on this car that we just did, I'm going to put the link right here. Definitely go checking it out. It's a great video. Big hats off and thanks to my good friend Josh. He directed it, he produced it, he came up with everything. He is totally responsible for that video, and it is without a doubt the best video so far for this channel. We plan on working together some more in the future, and we will definitely want to bring good videos like that to you again. In the meantime, in between, you're going to have to deal with me and my just boring non-creative self, so sorry. We highlighted some of the features on this car in that video, and certainly there's a lot more to talk about. But first of all, I want to talk about the fact that this car really is a bucket list car for me. If you follow me and follow my channel, you know that most of my collection consists of bucket list cars for me. And this is definitely no exception. I've wanted a Knight Rider replica for probably, I'd say 10 or 12 years. And I've looked at several of them. I've actually contacted companies back east, out of state, and talked to them about building me one. That didn't work out. I found some out of state that were already done that I considered buying. I didn't end up buying them. I even had one guy that actually brought his replica by the house one day to show me, and I considered buying that one but didn't. So this has been going on for quite a few years. Even before buying this one, I actually found another one in Nevada, which is where I got this car, that was like a 6-cylinder. It didn't have the dash, it wasn't done up. Really all it was just a Firebird painted black with the bowling ball hubcaps, and I think it had like a red sticker across the front to kind of simulate the scanner. And I was seriously going to buy that one because it was like a third the price. And my wife actually talked me into buying this one. She said, you know, you're not going to be happy with that car. You're going to want to start doing things to it and making it more like this one anyway. So why not just bite the bullet and buy this one in the first place? So that's what I ended up doing. So walking around the car, it is not without its flaws. The paint looks pretty good from about 20 or 25 feet away, but once you get up on it, it's, you know, not a bad garage paint job, but it's definitely not a high-end paint job. So there were a couple of areas that were kind of rough on the car that I had touched up by my buddy at Scott's Auto Body. I actually considered having the whole car repainted, but I just didn't want to get that deep into this car. You know, that's the one thing. I could spend a lot of money, put a really nice paint job on it, and do some other things to it that I'm going to talk about here in a second. But I just want to enjoy this car. I want to drive it. I want to take it to shows and show it off and have a good time and talk to people and meet people through the car. Another aspect of the car, if you follow the show, you know that in the show, the interior was a tan. Now the headliner you probably can't see, but it is tan. The previous owner did start changing the interior over, and he has a carpet kit for it. But truthfully, I'm going to go ahead and leave it all gray. I'm just going to kind of clean things up a little bit. I like the gray interior, and I just think it would just get too pricey to go ahead and try to change over everything and make it into a tan interior. Yes, I am working on a budget with this car, as with actually any car for that matter. So in the other video, we did talk about the dash and the way it lights up and everything that it does, but we didn't go into a lot of detail, so I'm going to touch bases a little bit more on the things that KITT can do.
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a KITT if you prefer.
So you've got that. We've got buttons up here that are basically dummy buttons. They don't do anything. You can push them, they don't make any noises. Buttons down here on the center console, same situation. They just light up. Kind of cool stuff. But all the buttons on each pod, on each side, do make a noise. And it is accurate from the show. Everybody who's watched the show remembers that one. And one thing about this car is people my age that grew up with the show, they just geek out over this car. It's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I've had a couple of friends come over, let them drive the vehicle, check it out, and they just can't believe that they're actually driving KITT. So there you have it, what it is like to essentially sit behind the wheel of KITT. Now on the left we have the speedo, and it does work. On the right we have the RPM, the tach, and it does work also. Underneath the mile per hour, you'll see that it kind of scans through different things like the fuel, oil pressure, temperature, things like that. That's kind of cool. And just to the left of that is actually the odometer. It's got 2,864 miles since everything was hooked up and since this dash was put in. See, there's more lights and buttons there, and certainly more up there. But no matter how you look at it, it's just cool. Now inside the car, KITT does say a few things to me. You heard obviously when I first start up the dashboard and he does his little introduction. Also, you can program the car to say a few things for you. Like, for example, if I get over 75 miles an hour, KITT will come on and say, slow down, you're going to crash. So, and then it'll also go into pursuit mode, which is kind of cool. Then once I drop down below like 70, 65 in that area, it'll drop back out. It'll go into normal mode, and the little dash here will go into a normal cruise mode, and that'll go away. And then again, if you go over 75, he'll do the same thing again. Also, if you're stepping on it and you get to like basically the red line, the rev limiter, so to speak, he'll say, I'm under full power. You guys kind of heard that in the other video when I was accelerating with the car. If you get too low on gas, I think down to about a quarter of a tank, KITT will come on and say, if you check my gauges, I'm practically on fumes. So that's kind of cool, and that's really the extent of what he says inside the car. Now outside the car, that's another story.
Is something wrong? Do we know each other? Let go of my door, please. How much longer will we be staying here? Are you mad at me? May I drive? We've only got 15 minutes to meet Devon.
Yes, KITT says a lot of different phrases on this outside speaker. There's like an hour loop that goes on, and every 10 seconds he'll say something different. You get the Knight Rider theme, you get the introduction, and a lot of other phrases I haven't even checked out yet, and I can control it all with this remote. So that should make it a lot of fun for car shows and events and things like that, maybe parades if I decide to enter him in a parade. So that is KITT, a bucket list car with quite the personality. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe to the channel. Also appreciate a like and a share if you don't mind. P.O. Box and Instagram, as always, will be in the description below. God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day. Also, if I get over 75 miles an hour, because that's the actual... Also, you can program this thing to... Also, you can... God, freaking flies.